Landwirt.com, the online marketplace for agriculture.
The film crew from Landwirt.com is on the road again, and today we are in Anger, Bavaria, visiting the do-it-yourself project of Christian Meyer. Hello, Christian.
Hello, Helmis.
You submitted a homemade project to us quite some time ago, namely this dump truck with a hook lift.
Exactly. Actually, the idea is already 8 years old. Back then, I really wanted to build a dump truck with a front-tipping cylinder, which actually doesn't exist in the passenger car sector. Back then, it was mainly due to house renovations, landscaping, and hauling wood. I then put that into practice and involved a TÜV inspector from the very beginning. What do I need to do for the TÜV to approve it? Brakes, lighting, and so on. And when the dump bed was finished, I actually got along well with it for a few years. At some point, I realized if you can't transport a cabinet in the dump bed, it's a problem. At some point, I decided to install a hook lift.
You wanted to implement some technical features in your project that you just can't buy like that. Which ones would those be?
So what was important to me was really simple operation. That means I can tilt, roll off, and wind up. With just one lever to switch, that was crucial. Then the container or the load carrier should always be locked, even when tilting. That was a really important topic. And in terms of payload, without the container carrier, the regular trailer now weighs 550 kilos. The red dump body weighs 300 kilos, bringing the total weight to 850 kilos. It is approved for a maximum weight of 2.6 tons. It has a 1,750 kilo payload. The aluminum dump body shown in the picture is about 100 kilo lighter, allowing for just under 2 tons of payload capacity. And all of that is approved by the TÜV. The weight and height, specifically the loading height of the hook lift, were extremely crucial factors. With the flatbed, as you can see, I now have a loading height of just under 80 centimeters, even though I have relatively large tires on it.
You actually installed a very special feature specifically for the high tipping, right? What exactly is that?
They call the whole thing a roller support. It's there so that the forces during rolling don't go through the frame, but are absorbed directly at the back. Secondly, he does a wheelie for us. The dimensions were also very interesting and important to me. I wanted a compact dump truck, a very narrow dump truck, because, as they say, my vehicle is also very narrow.
And why are you actually able to do that? Because you drew everything yourself, designed it yourself, and then also built it.
In the past, I studied a bit, studied mechanical engineering, and then ended up at a well-known manufacturer of loaders and roll-off tippers. And I was responsible there as a technical draftsman for the structures, and you learn a lot there, so I was able to implement that at home on the side as well.
How much did your do-it-yourself project cost you in total?
I'd say roughly around 4,000 euros in total. About 2,500 euros back then went just for the skip loader. So roughly another 1,500 euros for what the hook lift cost. In my opinion, that's very, very cheap, but it's just the material cost. You shouldn't count the hours in something like this.
But you're not finished with your project yet. You still have more tinkering planned, right?
I am adding a winch as it's structurally prepared for that. You can see in the pictures that I'm unable to attach the cables. The hydraulic hoses are not yet fully installed. We will handle that.
Thank you, Christian, for presenting your project to us. If you have completed a project on your farm or are still building, feel free to send it to landwirt.com. Instructions are available on our website. Our film crew would gladly visit the top projects.